CBS News transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleef joins us now live from Miami International Airport. And Chris, great having you in South Florida. We have one of the busiest airports in the country. Have the TSA workers calling in sick increased in the last few days?
Yeah, we have seen the sick calls here at MIA double. As you were saying, nationally the numbers are up about 54%. But to put that in perspective, that still means 95% of the scheduled workforce is on the job at checkpoints across the country. So while you are seeing more sick calls, we haven't seen a spike in wait times at the airport. And that's really the metric that everyone's watching. If we see that tipping point happen where folks stop coming to work en masse, you will see wait times go up, lines get longer, and that's when the chaos would start. People could start missing flights. And of course, if you can't get through security, you can't get on your plane, and that could bring travel to a halt.
Chris, those are all important consequences, but could there also be safety concerns if these people start to call in sick more or even quit?
So the TSA has been very clear that they are not going to change the screening protocols. What they will do is if they see staffing drop, they'll start to close checkpoints. So Miami has 11 checkpoints. At some points this weekend, it's going to go down to 10. If the staffing drops further, they'll reduce it even further. As you go from 11 to, let's say, 7, you're going to see a lot longer lines. So safety shouldn't be jeopardized, but it may gridlock people's ability to get on their flights. And that, of course, is not going to be popular with flyers or the airlines.
Not at all. And Chris, let's talk about air traffic controllers and FAA employees. What strains are they under, and what are the concerns they're expressing to you?
So the obvious strain is the financial one. These folks didn't get a paycheck today. We had one worker who's been on the job now for 2 weeks send us a photo of his pay stub. It was for $8.25 for 2 weeks of work. So you can imagine the strain. And he was one of the lucky ones. He got some money. Most people got $0 in their paycheck today. So try to pay your bills when you don't have any money coming in. You have that strain. Air traffic controllers are on the job. A lot of FAA aviation safety inspectors have been furloughed and are not on the job. So there's not that layer of oversight over airlines and general aviation. That's having another effect. You have several airlines like Silver, the regional carrier based out of Fort Lauderdale. They were planning to launch brand new airplanes February 1st. They're sitting in a hangar in Fort Lauderdale because they haven't been able to finish the FAA certification process. That could cost that airline millions of dollars a month if those planes sit on the ground. Delta and American are in similar issues with some of their brand new airplanes that for right now they just can't fly them because the FAA can't sign off on them.
Chris, of course, the president maintains that many of these federal workers are on his side as far as this shutdown is concerned. What are you hearing from workers at the airport?
Every single federal worker we have talked to has expressed this feeling of being caught in the middle. The debate between and the stalemate in Congress is over border security, and the folks working at these checkpoints, the FAA inspectors, the air traffic controllers, their jobs have nothing to do with border security, and you hear that over and over again. Think about this. The folks that work in the restaurants back here on Concourse G, when that shuts down tomorrow at 1 o'clock, those restaurants are going to close, so those folks aren't going to get hours. They're out paychecks. A restaurant worker has nothing to do with border security. So you are hearing a lot of frustration from folks who are trying to make very simple decisions like, how do I pay my mortgage if I'm not going to get paid?
The tentacles are stretching out in terms of effects. Chris Van Cleef, thanks so much for giving us some of your time this evening.